All right, welcome everyone to KNS Tech and Media's first podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to highlight inspiring people in our community and get to know them a little bit and share their story. And we have Chelsea Slade here. Excited to have her here today and talk about a little bit about her journey.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Can you introduce yourself to everybody and
Yeah,
talk?
absolutely. My name is Chelsea Slade. I'm a realtor with Mountain Retreat Realty Experts. I've lived on the mountain almost my whole life. Originally, I'm from Arkansas, and then I moved down to Arcadia for a little bit after high school. But I love the White Mountains, and I consider myself a native, even though I think I moved here when I was like 4. But I love it here, and I love my job.
Very cool. So when you were 4, you were thinking, "I'm going to be a real estate agent," right?
Yeah. No, I don't think I was thinking that, but my parents always told me that the world is your oyster, so I don't think anything was out of the question.
What inspired you to become a real estate agent?
Yeah, so I actually was in the medical field for a long time. I started right out of high school, and I worked in the emergency department for about 7 or 8 years. In between there, I worked at Barnett Delaney in the eye surgery center, a little bit in plastic surgery, and and I just think that it was time for a change. After COVID and all of that, I wanted to do something different. And in high school, I actually did a lot of business classes. So I almost got my associate's degree in business before I graduated high school. And I thought, real estate has always been intriguing. Like, I want to give that a try. And when we moved here, when I was 4, we had nothing. My parents were really young, and we started with absolutely nothing. We lived in, like, we called it a tin can on the side of the road because it was just a small little place. But a former mayor of Sholo, his name was Gene Kelly. He's the one that gave us our chance to have our own little place. And so I started this real estate journey in hopes that I would be successful enough to be able to have affordable living for a lot of folks in the White Mountains that need it. So eventually, I hopefully will get to my goal on that.
More of just a natural transition. I mean, obviously, the medical world is very different.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's very different. But there are some similarities as well. In the emergency department, everything's kind of an emergency, right? So you're always go, go, go. Everything needs to happen now, and you do deal with a lot of high pressure situations in real estate too. So it helped me be able to transition really easy with the high pressure situations for sure.
Very cool. So, with your business in real estate, do you have a certain clientele that you focus on, or do you have, are you focus on everybody, or you focus on luxury housing, or what is your focus?
So I help everybody. Anybody that comes to me and needs help, I'm more than willing to help anybody. But I do a lot of luxury listings, and I've been dabbling in a lot of commercial recently as well. So I'm doing a lot of commercial and a lot of luxury. But I have a lot of friends and family up here, so I help first time home buyers. I have a special certification for military as well, so veterans and such. So kind of the jack of all trades, if you will, but I have been doing a lot more in the luxury side lately.
Very cool. So, as a business professional, are you a mom as well?
Yes, I'm a soccer coach. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm my own person. Yeah, I have a lot of roles for sure.
So, how do you balance all that?
Um, you don't really. The short answer is you don't. I think that's the hardest trial that I've had to learn through this career is there really is no work life balance. When you're trying to create a legacy, you don't get to have a regular 9 to 5. You work all the time. And that was a hard transition for me. Yeah, always having my phone, always being available, but still being a mom and a wife and a soccer coach of 4 teams and just so that's the hardest. There's no work life balance at all.
And so, what is the best and the worst thing in real estate or being a realtor?
The best is just getting to work with people. I'm a big people person, as you guys can tell. I like to talk, I like to hang out, and I like to build that camaraderie. I think that's my favorite is being able to help people. That's kind of why I went into emergency medicine when I did, is I wanted to help people. But now I'm helping people in a different way. So being able to help somebody close on their first home that they never thought they'd get to buy, or selling a home for somebody so they can move on to the next, journey in their life, or, just being able to help is the best. The hardest is the work-life balance. It's hard when you're trying to be 100% everything. It's a learning curve for sure. Being able to still be able to step back and take care of yourself and everything else too.
Absolutely. I'm sure it takes a lot of support from your husband and your kids, and
Yeah, we fondly call my kids real estate kids, because they do. Sometimes they have a bag of chips and they hang out in the car for a minute so I can get something done. And my husband and I always have date nights where we go and put signs up together because sometimes we don't see each other otherwise.
I saw that one
So
time, that video when you make Derek
put my signs up
put all
for
the
me. Yeah.
signs up.
Yeah, it's, my husband, he's a power plant operator for Tucson Electric Power in Springerville. So he has a pretty intense job out there too. And he works shift work. So we don't have a normal schedule ever. Like he'll work, 4 days on, have a couple days off, and then he goes into 3 days, 3 nights, and then he has 2 days off. So, and then my schedule where nothing is. So sometimes I'm like, oh, you want to go grab some burritos and go put signs up together for our date night? And I just do it because that's what you got to do. So a lot of support from my family for sure.
as a real estate agent, even though you're with a broker, you're running your own business, right?
Right.
And you're running a marketing business,
Yeah.
right?
With thanks to you guys. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are the best. Yeah. He knows how much I love you guys.
So, one of the questions I have for you is, when you first started, can you recount the first transaction or the first deal that you had, and some of maybe the nerves or some of the parameters around that?
Yeah. It was actually a friend of mine who I worked with in the ER. She was she still is a nurse, but I think she's transitioned away from the ER. She's amazing. I love her to death. And she took a chance on me, which was awesome. And I put her house up for sale, and we were under contract in 24 hours. We fell out of contract in 12 hours, and then we went right back under contract again in like 5 hours after that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is this how it always is? And there was a lot of nerves. But the best thing I think I ever did was I had transitioned and found the brokerage that I'm with now, and that has probably been the key to my success in real estate, was this brokerage.
Very cool. Can you speak a little bit on that?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of real estate agents out there, and I know that is
Yeah,
one of the biggest struggles is the brokerage the right fit? Is that something that's going to work for you and support you in a way that's going to allow you to be successful? So
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was good that I was with a different brokerage that I just maybe didn't work well with, and I transitioned over to this one because it showed me the pros and cons, right? And then I moved over to this brokerage, and my broker is amazing. She has helped me. I've had great mentors. They've poured into me so much with the education side because we deal with a lot of legal things and contracts, and um, it's been the best move for me. She always gives us great opportunities. We're a boutique brokerage, so we're not like a mainstream brokerage that you can just find anywhere in the US, which works well for us because we're highly competitive up here for being such a small brokerage. But we have great ties to the community. Like, we love supporting small. We rally behind our people, and with that, and just being good, genuine people that do business the right way, it has been night and day. They're the reason for my success.
that's awesome. What are some of the challenges that the real estate industry faces right now that you're seeing? I'm talking more on like a bigger level, not necessarily the ups and downs of the market right now, or whatever it may be. But what are some of the challenges that in the real estate industry right now?
There's been a lot of changes within the last year and a half. last year was a very slow, like nationally, it was very slow. Not a lot was moving, and I think that there was a lot of uncertainty in the market, and buyer confidence was really low. Now interest rates have come down. We're starting to see the morale boost and a good change in the buyer side, but prices on homes has dipped a little because last year was almost like a very minuscule reset on prices. Prices came down on homes a little bit. So I actually don't think we're seeing a whole lot of challenges other than we have a lot of AI coming in, and AI is going to change. I think it will change a lot in the industry. I don't think AI is as good as a regular agent that is well versed and good and professional, because it gets a lot of stuff wrong. But there's a lot that I think is going to transpire with AI in the future for sure.
We've we've had a lot of conversation about AI. I mean, we're a technology-based business, deal with media as well, and there's a lot of really good applications.
Yeah.
But we agree completely.
Yeah.
There's something about having a conversation with a
Right.
real person.
Yeah, right.
We
And
use
I did go to a seminar recently, and they said people are craving a one-on-one person relationship now. For a while there was like you couldn't get a hold of anybody unless you just texted them. Cold calling wasn't, I mean, maybe it was a thing for some, but a lot of people they just wanted to text. They didn't want to talk to anybody. And now it's, I think because we're so out of touch with people, that it's how you stand out now is getting in front of people and talking to them, and I think it's actually a benefit for sure. But it means a lot when you support your community and you show up and you realize that this nation really was built on small businesses. So I'll never not be a supporting local kind of gal for sure. I could probably be more accurate as far as sales volume goes. That I'm pretty sure I've sold over 50 million at this point, and I've been licensed for about 4 years. So, I think it's
That's
going to be a
crazy.
great year this year. In January alone, I think I got about 3 million, maybe a little over that pending. This year's been great. It's been really great. I think it's going to continue to push forward.
It was pretty slow at first, right? I know
Yeah,
you were
I was getting,
kind
we
of
were
like
talking about it
yeah.
last year. I'm like, I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. Like, it's so slow. And like, I don't know, I hate it because I like to be busy. I'm a busybody. I want to do something. If I get slow, then I start to think like, oh, okay, what are all the things that I can do to really ramp up? And so, yeah, this year's been great. I think we look we have a monthly meeting every Thursday, or the last Thursday of every month, and they go over stats. And I was ranked number 6 out of like 300 and something agents on volume, and that's crazy for someone who's been licensed for 4 years. It's been a lot of hard work, but I'm really proud of it for sure.
It's
Well,
good.
that speaks volumes to the hustle,
Yeah, it's a
right?
lot. Yeah, it's a lot. We were talking about no days off, right?
So how many listing you got like right now? Right now.
I think I have about 15 listings right now, but they've been moving pretty quick. So putting them on the market, if it's a good home that is priced right and we've marketed well, it moves pretty quick.
And you cover all the White Mountains.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I go as far as Holbrook and then all the way up to Alpine, and then I actually even go down towards the Payson area. I
Oh,
help down in the Gilbert area too a little bit, and then Safford as well.
Do you prefer being represent buyers or sellers?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll always represent both, no matter who comes to me. But I do focus on being a selling agent. I think that that is my niche. I am very confident in what I bring to the table as far as a listing agent would do. But I'm just as confident as being a buyer's agent. But I do market myself as a listing agent.
I could see, with like you mentioned AI, like there's potential that could get more aggressive into the space,
Mm-hmm.
and it could undercut some of that. But I do think that people want to talk to somebody. They want somebody to represent them. They want, it's not ultimately for me about the lowest dollar amount, because I want value, and value comes from relationship and from communication and people.
Right. And to have your best interest at heart, right? And I don't think AI does that. I think AI is still AI. Yeah, I think that it could potentially adversely affect a lot. But I've had buyers and sellers both that are savvy with AI, and they'll tell me, "Well, I looked it up on AI, and this, and that," and I'm like, "That's not what the contract says," and I'll show them. And so AI is not always right either. But I think the biggest difference is going to be that one-on-one relationship that you have with someone, and trusting that they have your best interests at heart, for sure.
Definitely. You coach. You said you coach soccer.
Yes, yes, I
Do
do.
you coach, little league soccer? Do you coach high school? What do you tell me a little bit about that?
So, not last year, but the year prior, I helped with the high school soccer team. Actually, I think the head coach is from Snowflake. Her name is Kalisha Hamblin. She's a Hatch. So she's got good ties over here. But she's awesome. I love her to death. And I actually think that coaching has helped me in my business too. And it's good. And it's a good outlet for me too. So we did that, not last year, but the year prior. And then last year we decided that we'll just do 3 teams. And so we have one of her sons and then my son are the same age. So we coached their team, and then my husband and I roped him into coaching our daughter's team. And then Kalisha and I coached a U14 team. So we coached 3 teams last year, or I did. I helped coach 3 teams last year, and it was really fun. You get to work with every age group, and now I thought it was kind of cool. So this is probably off the subject, but my husband, he did not want to coach, but he's so good. And he has 2 brothers that are coaches. They're really good coaches. One of his brothers is the head coach at ALA down in Gilbert for soccer, girls soccer. And then his brother is our girls basketball coach in Round Valley. And Derek's such a good coach, but he doesn't know anything about soccer. But the kids loved him. And so now anytime we go to like the gas station or something, they're like, "Coach Slade." And I'm like, "I taught you guys everything," but he's like the one they love. But it was really fun. That was another date night thing that we had, was coaching soccer, and he didn't complain about it one time. So
You need to
yeah.
talk about you know, I didn't even know when we first met you. I didn't know you do is it the drag car
Yeah,
racing? You need to
yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah, yeah,
She does it. I didn't even
yeah,
know.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, we drag race. Uh, so my dad owns a small business in Sholo, and he has a drag car. And I grew up around dirt track racing like my whole life. I have a picture. I think I'm like, I don't know, maybe 8 months old. My dad has me on his hip in front of his dirt car at the dirt track. And now we've transitioned into to drag racing, which is a little more expensive, but a little bit cleaner. So we're actually in the process of getting a drag strip put out in Holbrook called Roadrunner Raceway.
Really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
and so we're hoping to break ground on that by the end of the year. But oh,
How
like,
how do you win? How do you win?
so we did bracket racing is what it's called out there. And so it's an 8-second bracket race. So whoever gets closest to the 8 seconds without busting, which is going over 8 seconds, wins. And so you have some cars out there that are wicked fast, and then some that are probably about 8-second cars. And you have to really time it without busting to get to the end and trying to win. So it's really fun. It makes it competitive. And we have what's called draggies in the car, so they like stick to the metal it's like a magnet, and it sticks to that in your car door. So it times you. It knows when you've launched off the line, and it'll tell you. So you compare numbers at the end to see who won. And yeah, it's really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool to watch though. So I think it's cool. Maybe yeah, I want to go on the next one. You guys
Yeah,
do.
yeah. We're hoping that when we get Roadrunner Raceway going, we're hoping that we can get like junior dragsters out there and get the kids involved, and maybe like the shop class with NPC or something involved. They have I think it's called the Pit Road competition or something out, and they have the mechanic shops involved. I think Blue Ridge does it. Maybe Snowflake, I'm not sure, but being able to host that up here, yeah, we have some big plans. I think it'll be great.
That's awesome. Add
Yeah.
another thing into your mix,
Yeah,
right?
just why
Yeah.
not? That's right. Why not? Just add something else in there.
So, what other hobbies? I mean, that's obviously something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, outside of being a realtor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
outside of always working, yeah, we like to go. We have some jet boats, so we like to go to Roosevelt and do that. We'll go to Lyman here and there when it has water. It's kind of low now, but yeah, we like to go to Lake Roosevelt, and we have a little place down there that we like to stay at and take the boats out in the summer, and the kids love it. But that and coaching, and I think that's about what we have time for. But we like to travel when we can. We've got family near Jackson Hole and family in Alaska that has cabins out there, so we try to travel when we can. But
what do you love about our community? Like,
oh my
I
gosh.
mean, you live in Show Low, right?
We
No,
actually live in Round Valley.
Oh, you
Round
do?
Valley,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
But I'm from Show Low, so I grew up in Show Low for a long, long time. And then my parents, so we just sold their house last year and they moved to Taylor. So I'm over here a lot now.
Gotcha.
So I've got to experience a little bit of everywhere, and I love the mountains. I for a brief stint I moved down to like the Scottsdale area after I graduated, and that was nice and all, but I love the community that we have and the local businesses that we have, and that you can go into a store and know 5 people and, like, catch up, and everyone knows your kids. They can't get away with anything because they're like, "Oh, I saw your kid over there," and I'm like, "Really? You did?" But I love that. I love that we have so many small businesses and everyone supports everyone, and I think that's my favorite thing: the mountains, the pines.
For me, it is that community. It is that feel of people that care. I mean, if I look back, I recount back on during COVID and some of the challenges that were going on in the world at the time, and we didn't have quite the same experience here on
Yeah.
the mountain because people showed care for each other, and people still stayed connected with each other.
And I think all of our sports programs are so cool because I know you guys in Snowflake, you guys really rally behind your sports teams, and you guys have some like really cool videos too, which I love. And Siaosi's made a really cool video for our football team out there
Round
too.
Valley,
And
yeah.
I think that no matter what, even in the tense moments, we still will rally behind each other, which is
Yep.
really special.
That's one thing I love is there is rivalry, there is that competitive
Yeah.
nature between the different schools, and but I love that we are really one community, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though St. John's and Round Valley, you're an hour away or whatever,
Yeah.
and Show Low, Snowflake. Um, I look at it like we're one big community.
We are. Yeah. I think that's really fair to say. I think no matter what, you can be in one town and be like, "Hey, do you know so and so?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I know so and so," and they're like an hour and a
Yep.
half away, but they're part of the White Mountains
Yeah.
still, so they know who you're talking about. I think it's a really cool dynamic that we have up here. It's very special. It's a special thing that we have up here.
What's your favorite restaurant on the mountain here?
Molly Butler's, hands down.
Molly, where's
Shout
that
out
at?
to Sandy and Irene.
Their prime rib is
Oh yeah, I was
the
telling
best.
Derek that I was like, this is the best prime rib. We've gone to some really like little fancy places down the valley, like Dominic's. I don't know if you've ever been to Dominic's, but we've gone to Dominic's and we're there eating, and it's a pricey place to eat, and we're like, Molly's is better. You know, we love Molly's. Molly's
that's
is,
great.
Where's that at?
it's in Greer.
Oh, in
Yeah,
Greer.
yeah, it's really cool. If you go like in the fall, it's starting to get just a little chilly. You'll get the best sunsets, and you can sit out on the deck and hear the elk bugle. And you're eating your prime rib, and you're hearing the elk bugle, and it's beautiful, and it's sunsetting, and it's the epitome of the best place to eat
Now
in the
we have
White
to go
Mountains.
there.
It is so
Yeah.
good. Get a reservation though, because sometimes they fill up.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
The summertime is crazy. You don't have a reservation, you go up, and it is just full packed. But
Well, is there anything that you would like to share with the younger generation? Maybe that could inspire your kids if they listen to this, or
oh boy.
other girls that may be interested in becoming real estate agents.
So, as far as for like the younger generation, is you are who you surround yourself with. You want to be by high performers, people that are hungry to do more and do better with their lives. Your friends matter. Always surround yourself with the best people that you can, because you're going to get further in life. I think statistics even show that. It's like the 25-foot rule or something. You always want to surround yourself. The people that you spend like the most 25% of your life with is who you're going to be more like. And you always push yourself to do better. I think that's my best advice is always push yourself and choose your friends wisely.
That's true.
If you want to do real estate, just know you can't do it part time. If you want it to be a career, you cannot do real estate part time. Real estate is not a 9 to 5 job. It is an everyday, all the time job. And if you want to be successful at it, you gotta work hard. What you put in is what you'll get out. So you can't be part time.
Yeah, we appreciate you and all that you do for our communities, and also appreciate you working with us together, and we always have a good time and think it's fun, and we enjoy it. So
Yeah,
thank
no.
you for your time too to be here with us. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, I love working with you guys. You guys are the best on the mountain. There's nobody that can compare.